We do welcome all of you to the Virgilio Haiku Open Mic. We do this on the second Thursday every other month and give you a space to be able to share your haiku and also fantastic features that cover locally and the world of haiku all over the place. So we thank you so much for coming. With that, I'm just going to mute us real quick so we can go ahead and get the show on the road. We're super pleased to be able to bring you two features today. Our first is a local haiku practitioner, BJ Swartz. And second off, we have John Stevenson, who's fantastic, internationally renowned haiku artist, former president of the Haiku Society of America. So we're extremely happy to be able to have both of our features here. We're going to start off with BJ Swartz. BJ Swartz is a retired scientist, medical librarian, and has been writing since elementary school in Haddonfield, New Jersey. Her first published poem, Mystery in the Swamp, appeared in the 1966 issue of the Horn Book, a Douglas College literary magazine. 30 years later, Ode to My Gallbladder, her excuse for missing a writing class, was published in Stitches, the Journal of Medical Humor. In 2004, she discovered haiku and began recording her observations on topics such as human nature, spirituality, string theory, and popcorn. Wide list there. And when she was diagnosed with cancer several years ago, she took the opportunity to attack it with writing, with optimism, with a twisted sense of humor. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could clap your hands, snap your fingers for BJ Swartz.
Okay, I brought a pile of stuff here. So I'm just going to start at the top and see what we come up with. Oh, and I want to press my timer. There we go. This is from few years, 2016, the Bridget's House writers decided to take over I've been inside by myself too long, the river line up to Trenton. We took it over and we wrote and we read poetry. So this is what I had for that, and this is called Riding That Train High on Poetry. And one of the things in here was we had a, somewhere along the line there was a prompt to use a memorable line from a song. And my favorite heavy metal group is called High Council, and the line from one of their songs, Dystopia, is that silent voices silenced by the thousands. So I wrote some haiku about that. Silenced voices weep, welcoming souls of victims to their bloody midst. Should I read them twice?
Yep, feel free.
Okay, that silent voices weep, welcoming souls of victims to their bloody midst. Second one, from their silent tombs, silenced voices from the past issue a warning. That's from their silent tombs, silenced voices from the past issue a warning. And then this was about the time that the Wounded Knee folks were trying to get rid of the pipeline. And I thought back to the Wounded Knee massacre. And so I wrote two haiku about that. Ghost dancers pleading for return of the old ways, massacred for dreams. That's ghost dancers pleading for return of the old ways, massacred for dreams. And let's see, I'm going to skip one. And I'll just read one more from this. In the evening sky, Orion pulls his bowstring, shooting for the moon. That's in the evening sky, Orion pulls his bowstring, shooting for the moon. So let's see, I should probably read something a little happier. So I'll read some from my collection, A Merry Malignancy, or A Haiku Romp with Lung Cancer. First one is when I got diagnosed. Emergency room, a dire diagnosis, unexpected faith. Emergency room, a dire diagnosis, unexpected faith. Now, I decided that it wasn't really cancer, and I actually had the visiting nurse convinced that I believed this. So I wrote about the tumor. Alien life form, far from the Crab Nebula, latched onto my lung. That's alien life form, far from the Crab Nebula, latched onto my lung. And then we had to entertain the grandkids. So this is what I did. On top of my head, at a granddaughter's request, a slimy monster. And that was the beginning of assorted tattoos on my bald head. On top of my head, at a granddaughter's request, a slimy monster. And let's see. We said that I started writing haiku back in around 2004, and that was probably after I was prowling Harley Cemetery and stumbled on Nick Virgilio's tombstone. And my first haiku was my son and I were battling about what is peace. So my very first haiku was, peace is a dewdrop, sending a tender wavelet into the lilies. That's peace is a dewdrop, sending a tender wavelet into the lilies. And let's see, I wrote one couple here about religion. This is about Palm Sunday. Palms tossed on the road to honor the messenger. Lost is the message. That's palms tossed on the road to honor the messenger. Lost is the message. And the second one, from the mountaintop, he spoke of peace and meekness. Men kill in his name. That's from the mountaintop, he spoke of peace and meekness. Men kill in his name. And one more from this. I don't want to get real depressing. My cousin came home from Vietnam and they had a welcome home party for him. And this is about that. Homecoming party for a returning soldier. He tells no stories. Homecoming party for a returning soldier. He tells no stories. And I have a lot that are illustrated, and there's several of them are on Instagram. And my username there is Revered Elder, all one word and lowercase. But I do have here some of my string theory poems. I call this collection God, the Cosmos, and String Theory. Celestial music, the birth of the universe, played on dancing strings. Celestial music, the birth of the universe, played on dancing strings. And let's see. Universal strings touched by the musician's hand, sing the song of life. Universal strings touched by the musician's hand, sing the song of life. And let's see, on Facebook, there's a guy named The Naked Pastor, and he did this beautiful picture from when Pete Seeger died. And I wrote that, I have to ask him if I can use it because it's copyrighted. Cold winter morning, listening to Pete Seeger, Gone with the Flowers. Cold winter morning, listening to Pete Seeger, Gone with the Flowers. And let me dig this up. Let's get to this quickly. Oh, tell me I'm not going to find it. No. Okay. The best one I can't find. Oh, here. No, that's not it. Okay, this is from a collection, just poems by BJ Swartz. What I do is when we have our meetings with Bridget's House Writers Group, I try to put them in a pamphlet so I'm not throwing paper all over the place. In the hospital, waiting for the Banshees coach, glad to miss the ride. In the hospital, waiting for the Banshees coach, glad to miss the ride. Let's see. In the colony, fire ants attack as one, perfect warriors. Oh.
You can go ahead and finish out your set there, BJ.
Okay. Just tell me when you want me to stop.
Let's say
Oh yeah,
4 more.
Summer of '68. Pardon?
Let's say maybe 4 more.
Okay.
All right.
When I was in college, we used to hang out in a graveyard and visit a woman named Mary Smith who died back in the 1700s. Music in the air, sunbathing in the graveyard. The summer of '68. It's music in the air, sunbathing in the graveyard. The summer of '68. In front of TV, watching family videos, seeing dead people. My Aunt Betty made a note of that when we were watching old family parties. It's in front of TV, watching family videos, seeing dead people. And let's see. Gee, I have all these depressing ones. Oh, this list is almost depressing, but it's fun. My uncle had Alzheimer's, and I would go visit him in the nursing home. And one day he came walking up the hall, beaming, great big smile on his face. He thought the hall was the Speedline station. Returning from Mars, he walks the Speedline platform in the nursing home. That's returning from Mars. He walks the Speedline platform in the nursing home. And see, that's one more. Let's see. Here's I have two Thanksgiving ones.
Go for it.
Okay. Thanksgiving morning, slicing a head of cabbage, emergency room. Thanksgiving morning, slicing a head of cabbage, emergency room. And the other Thanksgiving one was after a friend of mine passed away, and he always sat next to me at the dinner table. Thanksgiving dinner, empty seat at the table after he walked on. That's Thanksgiving dinner, empty seat at the table after he walked on. So I guess that's it. I've got tons more, but I'll put them away. But if
Thank you so
anybody's
much.
interested, I'm going to, oh, go ahead.
Go for it. No, please.
I was just going to say, I'm going to send the PDFs of the pamphlets over, and if anybody wants to look at them, you're welcome to.
All right, with that, y'all, let's go ahead
Well,
and
thank
move on
you.
to our next featured reader. We have on here, I'm very pleased to be able to have on at the Virgilio, Mike Stevenson. Mike Stevenson is a former president of the Haiku Society of America, former editor for Frog Pond, and currently, since 2008, the managing editor of the Heron's Nest. He was an honorary curator of the American Haiku Archive in 2018 through 2019. And we are extremely pleased to be able to have him here. So please, once again, snap your fingers, put your hands together, and make feel as welcome as possible, John Stevenson.
Why haiku? Why haiku? There are so many of us. And if even just part of us want to be heard, it seems only fair to be brief. A lakeside weekend, mayflies, first things first for Scythia. A bit of birdsong before we start our engines. Leafing out that part of the world we drive through. Riding shotgun in the sports car, a sapling. A child's art. The tulips tower over everything. A change in their voices. Children finding a fledgling. Grown wild. The spot where I buried the last of my pets. For the office plants, it rains on Fridays. Revising poems. A third cup of tea from the same bag. Much read, her Bible no longer closes completely. Alone again, making an event of a sandwich. Expecting no one arrives. Between my rush to be ready and her arrival, a space. Three times I've said, your husband, now we can just talk. Without a pause, the rest of the story to someone else. Liking the same music, we hope the rest will be easy. Complicating my love of music, her urge to sing. the rooster's first 5 syllables, all he's got. Junk car, the hum of bees beneath the hood. Fireflies, beyond the sarcasm. In American Sign, the lily opens. Fact and fiction of roses in a vase. We're here. We might as well build a sandcastle. The tide, arranging rocks and sand just as I would. Fireflies. Could I still catch one? Class reunion. Everybody loved my wife. Fireworks. I close my eyes for a second look. Honeybee, does your language mention the moon? The directions to his house read just like him. My hands in dishwater. First hummingbird. Dandelion wishes. The wind makes most of them. Midsummer moon. Who will I be when I wake up? Demolition site. The colors of closet walls. A deep gorge. Some of the silence is me. Tourist town. Postcards of the waterfall racked upside down. Matinee. The summer sun under an exit door. A small favor repaid in zucchini. End of summer. The warmth of a borrowed shirt. Checkout line. My dad could talk to anyone. Satellite image of my childhood home, the woods. Waiting for you, the faces of missing children. I'm not feeling good or bad enough for poetry. This one I'm going to explain a little bit because this is a collaboration. My goddaughter, Seneca Kennedy, is also a writer, but she's also somebody who has had many challenges in her life. She nearly died of cancer when she was 4 years old and only survived through a liver transplant operation. She was in intensive care in a hospital for nearly 9 months. We have been writing partners ever since she survived that. And one of the challenges she had to face was drug addiction. So this poem was something that we wrote together when I was visiting her in a drug rehab program when she was 14 years old. Rehab food. No taste, but the aftertaste. Canistoga wagon bolted to the museum floor. Voices coming from the next apartment. Used to be us. banquet table, just out of reach, the good conversation. Funeral for the kid, always chosen last. Train station, someone who someone stopped loving. Over 30 years since we trusted anyone over 30. Pretty sure my red is your red. Last piece of a jigsaw puzzle, filling in the sky. Sparrows sift through the shopping carts, autumn dusk. All those haiku about the moon and the trees. The moon and the trees. My son, for the first time, in clothes I've never seen. First apartment, art, and a bed. City moon, generations of renters. One last look through the old apartment. A dry sponge. Writers' conference. From a toilet stall, I hear someone quoting me. Thank you.
Goodness gracious, please, please, please. I have my background is in slam poetry, and I remember a poet once told me that the most powerful thing that you can say when reciting poetry is nothing at all. And I think that is a skill that is typified in reciting haiku poetry, and it's one that John is clearly masterful at. Thank you for how you transported us today. That was a beautiful, beautiful set. Truly, truly beautiful.
Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. Blessed to be able to have you here. We are going on. Of course, that's not the end. Hopefully you felt inspired by what you heard so far, because we're going to be having an open mic where all of you are going to be available to read your haiku as well. We're going to have a short break. Let's give it, I want to say until 7:45, a little less than 10 minutes. And we'll play some music. Feel free to talk to each other. I'll keep the music low so that you'll be able to use your voices. Make sure you stay locked with us, and we look forward to hearing you do your own haiku very soon. With that, and especially with at the very least Michael having to get up early tomorrow, let's go ahead and get on to our open mic. Make sure that we don't dally too much. And definitely appreciate you, Michael, for hosting our haiku workshop as well yesterday. Once we come up to you, we'd love to be able to hear a little bit more about that. If you look on chat, we actually have a list of our sign up. If you want to read today and your name isn't on that list, feel free to just send the chat over to me or to everyone. We'll put you on at the end. So with that, first off, Sarah, Grand Staff. I know you're here, right?
Yes, Sari.
Sari, excuse me. Well, Sari, please feel free to take it away.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sorry I missed Michael's workshop last night. That was one that I had wanted to attend as well.
We will be posting it on YouTube, so you can still catch it in retrospect.
Oh, good. I was hoping that it was recorded and that I would be able to catch it. So I think I'm just going to read from, I've been in sort of like a weekly haiku challenge group in addition to my monthly haiku group that I'm in, but sort of coincided with the pandemic and the shutdown. So I've been putting everything in here, from that. And I think I'm just gonna try to do some serendipity and randomly read a few that came up, some themes that I heard from BJ and John, and just sort of see what comes up. White water lily, the center of attention, hides its muddy roots. White water lily, the center of attention, hides its muddy roots. Playing it again, that scratchy record player, the fireflies dimming. Playing it again, that scratchy record player, the fireflies dimming. Squadron of fireflies along the perimeter signals all is well. Squadron of fireflies along the perimeter signals all is well. Yellow police tape, the pride parade rainbow flags fly outside the lines. Yellow police tape, the pride parade rainbow flags fly outside the lines. At the funeral, Mom's rainbow pasta salad brings us together. At the funeral, Mom's rainbow pasta salad brings us together. Rainbow carrying the gray clouds on its back as if lighter than air. Rainbow carrying the gray clouds on its back as if lighter than air. Flickering neon, bat shadows briefly crisscross those nighttime echoes. Flickering neon, bat shadows briefly crisscross those nighttime echoes. Flea market, I find myself nodding back at the bobbleheads. Flea market, I find myself nodding back at the bobbleheads. Let's see. The water striders gentrify the mud puddle and then they take off. The water striders gentrify the mud puddle and then they take off. Reality show, glamping by a man-made pond, the water striders. Reality show, glamping by a man-made pond, the water striders. Pondside discussion, sensing the surface tension, a water strider. Pondside discussion, sensing the surface tension, a water strider. A splotchy red leaf curled up against the curbside. We walk right past it. A splotchy red leaf curled up against the curbside. We walk right past it. Let's see. Away from the smoke, we move around the fire pit. The wind keeps shifting. Away from the smoke, we move around the fire pit. The wind keeps shifting. A close election, looking for hopeful signals, the moon hanging tight. A close election, looking for hopeful signals, the moon hanging tight.
And maybe two more, Sari?
The same old fiddle, but the cows jumping over a different moon. The same old fiddle, but the cows jumping over a different moon. Between skyscrapers, the moon, like low-hanging fruit, falls into my hands. Between skyscrapers, the moon, like low-hanging fruit, falls into my hands.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
Next up, Deborah, are you here?
Yes, I just had to unmute myself. I'm here.
I got you. All right. Well, feel free to take it away.
Okay. Ocean breeze, a wave between you and me. Coronavirus, the moon takes over the sky. Chorus around the bird feeder, leaf flutter. Wind chimes, is it a poem or a prayer? Alarm bark, my dog's aversion to peacocks. Crickets, the nerve to speak out. Cold, dripping rain, my car beep echoes in the stairwell. From RV park to RV park, hookups. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Oh, way to leave us in suspense. All right, next up we have Mark Daly, I believe that is. Mark, are you here? Yes, no, maybe so. Doesn't look like it. We'll move right along. We definitely know the next name, Michael Dylan Welsh. First off, would love to hear your impressions of the workshop that you gave yesterday. And then whatever you want to do, you just go ahead and do it.
Okay, if you could enable screen sharing, that would be helpful if, for my
Right.
poems. I was very pleased with the workshop. We had a nice group, and we went beyond time, and pretty much everyone lingered, which is a good sign. And we had a nice writing exercise on different food topics. And I believe, Robin, you wanted to collect those. I still need to send you what I managed to produce. And it was nice to share and discuss the poems. And we had a mix of a couple of experienced people, but also mostly new folks. And it was nice to have that mix and different inputs as we went along. So I was very pleased to offer that for the Virgilio House.
Pleased to have you. Could you, can you share now? Is it available for you?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, I thought I had it on there.
It will let me, but it says it will stop your sound share.
That's fine. Go for it.
Okay, here we go. You see that?
Yes, we can now.
So this is a set of poems from the Haiku Society of America membership anthologies, which I proposed back in 1993. And it's been a pleasure to see they've been going since then, except for 1 year it was not published. So each page lists the year, the title of the anthology, and my poem from it. After dinner mints, passed around the table, slow falling snow. A crying ghost, Halloween loot bag burst on the sidewalk. Dust settles after the passing car, slow windmill. Home for Christmas, my childhood desk drawer empty. I think John Stevenson, you edited this one, as I recall.
Yes.
Roar of the mist bus. The stone I kicked falls into a storm drain. Together we take the old dog's route. Summer rain. Muddy lakeshore. Paw print on the monarch's wing. So taken by the doodle on your bookmark, I lose your place. Commuter train. That girl again, reading another romance. Night flight. A little girl turns her doll to face me. Gliding hawk. The glint of sun from a fish's eye. Dust storm. Fence post unweathered below the soil line. Morning sickness. The patter of spring rain on our new roof. A lull in the wind. The tips of pines clearer in the fog. Into the lake, our skipping stones intermingling rings. Lazy day, I give her wind chime a stir. Sharp Winnipeg wind, walking backwards to the bus. Darwin's Barberry, the place where the skid marks stop. Morning light, the seed pod rattles in the baby's hand. On the merry-go-round with my daughter, a few fallen leaves. Yard sale, a row of empty jars tinged slightly red. Tide rip, the slant of light through the islands. First flurries, a skateboard broken in two. Late for the bus. Petals swirl in a hearse's wake. For some reason, I've had several bus poems in these anthologies. Deepening debt. Snow along the rim of the clay flower pot. First rose. My toddler's breath parting the petals. And to finish, funeral's end, a whisper passed from ear to ear. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate your contribution now and yesterday. Moving right along. Aaron, are you here? Are you here, Aaron? No? Jackie, are you here? Jackie's not here today. Unfortunate. Well, John, we heard quite a bit from you, but if you want to toss out exactly 3 haiku and just slap us in the face, you can definitely do that.
I'd like to toss out just one and then a question with it. So
There we go.
Michael made me think of it because this is my poem from the 2003 Members Anthology. Oh, no, not the Members Anthology, from the 2003 HNA Anthology, Haiku North America. The poem is, my spell check questions them. Maidanic, Sobibor, Belzic. So I recited that at the HNA conference, and I was surprised, although maybe I shouldn't have been, that most people had no idea what I was talking about. Raise your hand if you know what those names reference.
I think I would need to hear it again. I don't know.
My spell check questions them. Majdanek, Sobibor, Belzik. Well, I won't hold, so some of you know it, some of you know, and some of you don't. That's why this poem is meaningful. Those are all locations that were part of the Holocaust. Those are all, German camps that took part in one form or another in the Holocaust. And it's true, if you put them into your spell check, like a lot of proper names, but beyond that, people don't know what that poem is about, which proves that it's meaningful. So thank you.
Well done. Well done. Thank you, John. Next up, frequent participants in Nick Virgilio events. Always a pleasure to be able to hear him read and feel his presence. Rafi, do you have something to share for us today?
I do. So good to be here. Really enjoyed the workshop last evening. And I guess I'll throw out a couple here. Autumn evening greens darkens into crimsoned shards, gardens bricks bleeding. Autumn evening greens darkens into crimson shards, gardens bricks bleeding. Sharp streaks of yellow slice the blackened heart, slowly bleeding blue. Sharp streaks of yellow slice the blackened heart, slowly bleeding blue. Charcoaled mountain wading in water, darkening mirror. Charcoaled mountain wading in water, darkening mirror. These oranged waves, bathed in the setting sun's sparks, firewater. These oranged waves, bathed in the setting sun's sparks, firewater. And one more. While the night slips in with freshened sheets, day's perfume still gently lingers. While the night slips in with freshened sheets, day's perfume still gently lingers. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafi. All right. We have two more of a trio of Michaels, at least on the list. We'll see if they're inside of the room. Michael Henry Lee, are you here? Don't think I saw you. No?
Yep, he's here.
And
I'm pretty
he's
hard
here?
to
Are you
miss.
good?
Hi.
There you go. You slip right by.
I'm right here.
Feel free to take it away, Michael.
Thank
Sorry
you.
to overlook you.
That's okay. I've been married for 40 years. I'm used to being overlooked. Michael Henry Lee, currently living in St. Augustine, Florida, the nation's oldest city, with my wife, Sarah, our rescue cat, Bob, and my 17 bonsai trees. Today, I'd like to share 6 previously published favorites, at least of mine, and 4 really recently written pieces. Meditation class. A stray thought follows me home. Meditation class. A stray thought follows me home. From Tiny Words. Rainy season. The doctor assures me it comes with age. Rainy season. The doctor assures me it comes with age. From Cattails. Cicada shells. All this talk of a better place. Cicada shells, all this talk of a better place. From the Temple Bell Stops Contemporary Poems of Grief and Loss, edited by Robert Epstein. Twilight, my front row seat for the farewell tour. Twilight, my front row seat for the farewell tour. From Prune Juice. Happy hour, everyone's glass half full. Happy hour, everyone's glass half full. From Modern Haiku. Wildflowers, reaping where I have not sown. Wildflowers, reaping where I have not sown. From Bottle Rockets. And excuse me, these last four new poems. Rain turns to sleet. The night watchman reheats day-old coffee. Rain turns to sleet. The night watchman reheats day-old coffee. Distant thunder. A lightning bug taps the patio slider. Distant thunder. A lightning bug taps the the patio slider, excuse me. Election year. So much yet to undo. Election year. So much yet to undo. And lastly, tip of autumn. Red maple leaves prepare to take flight. Tip of autumn. Red maple leaves prepare to take flight. Thank you so much. Peace and love.
Thank you very much, Michael. Appreciated your work as well. Next up on our list, we have Michael Doyle, excuse me, the illustrious, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like he is on. Give a couple seconds just in case I overlooked two Michaels today. No? Going once, going twice? Maybe next time. We do have two late entries, and they're pretty important entries. First up, Henry of the formerly, I believe, of the Nick Virgilio Haiku Association Board. Feel free to take away a couple.
Hello, I know my name's not on the screen, but I'm Henry Brand, and I'd like to start by introducing the Upright Remington Press from the Nick Virgilio Writers House and the book Writers House Poetry, Volume 1, Haiku, Senryu, and Tonka. If many of you are in it, if you haven't purchased one, it's available on Amazon. So, some sort of current poems. Morning news. With coffee and tears, breaking fast. It could also go breaking fast with coffee and tears. Morning news. As the sun goes down, birds call each other. We're in this together. As the sun goes down, birds call each other. We're in this together. No, that page. My cell phone doesn't recognize me. Face mask. My cell phone doesn't recognize me. Face mask. Scrolling through screens and days. scrolling through screens and days. Fall, shadow and light, each in the other. Fall, shadow and light, each in the other. Easing himself out through the holes, the flautist. Easing himself out through the holes, the flautist. The next few poems were inspired in this teaching that Michael Dillon Welsh hosted last night. And I thank him. It was very energizing for me. And he picked fruits, I think it was, as prompts, but here we go. In the garden, writing haiku, fallen mulberries. In the garden, writing haiku, fallen mulberries. Tart and sweet, grandmother's Concord grapes, I never knew her. Tart and sweet, grandmother's Concord grapes, I never knew her. Let's see now. There we go. Picking carefully amid the blackberries, the dark burrow. Picking carefully amid the blackberries, the dark burrow. Waiting in the front yard, Queen Anne's peaches. Waiting for them to get ripe, I guess you could say, but waiting in the front yard, Queen Anne's peaches. Picking them before the tweet gets out, unripe persimmons. Picking them before the tweet gets out, unripe persimmons. Carrying the seed, birds sit on the power line, the old mulberry. Carrying the seed, birds sit on the power line, the old mulberry. The rhubarb under a locust grove stalks the fence posts. The rhubarb under a locust grove stalks the fence posts. The chestnut still stands, the farmhouse and the horse, long gone. The chestnut still stands, the farmhouse and the horse, long gone. Slowly sinking, pears from the old tree joined grandmother. Slowly sinking, pears from the old tree joined grandmother. These are all were written about the place I grew up in as a child, a farm in New Jersey. And lastly, along the hedgerow, eating berries left by the geese. Along the hedgerow, eating berries left by the geese. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Always enjoy hearing you read, and that's not just because you pay me. I swear to God. No, always great to be able to have you in the running. We're going to end it off with the magician behind the scenes, Robin. Do you have anything to share for us?
I do. I have a few, some of which came out of the CBEC last week and some of which are just out of what's been happening in Philadelphia, et cetera. The cat who's over here just out of your line of sight, tipping his head, the cat favors my finger with his favorite spot. Tipping his head, the cat favors my finger with his favorite spot. That happened as we were cuddled up in Philadelphia, where, as we all know, bad things and good things happen. Police delivered 14 shots, red-winged blackbird. Police delivered 14 shots, red-winged blackbird. Officer defending the neighborhood, red-tailed hawk. Officer defending the neighborhood, red-tailed hawk. COVID test, waiting for results, election. COVID test, waiting for results, election. We lived in that pivot for a long time between the two. First frost, green tomatoes on the counter. First breath of winter wind, new widow closes the window. Let me scroll down a little bit for what I want here. Concord grapes, the bitter sweetness of summer's end. Missing the grandkids, I hug their stuffed bunny. In the garden, older now, rusty hinges. In the garden, older now, rusty hinges. And I think I want to read a little set that was in hold on, let me just find it here. Here we go. In the Me Too anthology that was done by Alexis Rotella pretty recently. I went back into some very old experience to pull out some haiku inspiration, and for some reason it's not where I thought it was. There it is. Okay. 42 years ago, first big job in my office on a call. Who's unzipping my dress? The boss's boss behind me. Instinctive slap, handprint rose on his face. I'm fired, and all in a minute. Sheer blouse, discreet bodice, pale green and tan, never worn again. No job, no rights, a secret wrapped in a whiff of shame, me too. So not a cheerful note to end on, but one that really struck me.
Just glad I didn't have to read after her.
Thank you, Robin. Powerful stuff. I know Henry referenced our anthology that we put out last year. You can find a link to that anthology on chat. So if you haven't gotten a copy and you would like to be able to support us as we continue to put on events like this, please feel free to tap us right there. Robin also mentioned our new YouTube channel that is up and running, where we have recordings of our Haiku Ginkgos project, regular haiku workshop and haiku walk through different parts of Camden, the home of the Nick Virgilio Haiku Association and Writers House. And also a new series, our Food and Haiku series, which it's really tied to food inequity inside of Camden. It's tied up to a food distribution project that is regularly going on at the Writers House and gives people recipes that allow them to connect that food with actual things that they can do with it, and also ties that together with being able to write poems about food. So feel free to check that out if you can. That's also within chat. Robin, is there anything just like coming up that you want to share?
Yes, I've got to say there's another anthology opportunity for you all. Warren has brilliantly launched and maintained and planted the sparks for Haiku in Action, which is a social justice and current events rolling, for lack of a better word, contest. It's very broadly open to submissions from people of all ages, and results are pouring in from all over the world. The sparks get posted on our social media sites every, I guess it's Friday, and the
Every
results,
Thursday.
the six every Thursday, and the winning poems are up every Monday. And at the end of the year, we do expect to produce an anthology to look back. We're looking forward to looking back at this year.
Absolutely.
I think we're okay. And Warren has been coming up with prompts every week that are so up to the minute that it's pretty visceral.
I think this week the prompt is hope.
That's it. Period. Period at the end.
Right.
I'm wondering if before we close out, if I could do something with the group.
Sure.
I'm just wondering
Absolutely.
if we might enjoy playing a little bit of a game here, a haiku game. If you're willing to try it, would you just put your hand up so I can see?
Game.
Oh,
Everybody. Okay, great. So let's start with just three people. It's three people at a time. So first of all, Nick Virgilio is not your real name, right?
No, that's not my name.
So what's your name?
My name is Warren Longback.
Warren. Okay. So let's have Warren, Robin, and Sari to start with. Okay. Now listen to the instructions, and then we'll actually do it. With your microphones off to begin with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Warren to think of a first line of a haiku. And when you have something in mind, just the first line, just put up your hand so I'll know you've got it. Robin, I'm going to ask you to think of a second line of a haiku. You're not going to be consulting. Just put your hand up, though, when you've got something in mind, so I'll know you've got it. Sarah, I'm going to ask you to think of a third line. Once all your hands are up, then we'll actually recite what we've got. So I see one hand. Don't work too hard on this because you can't write the whole poem. It's impossible. But all of us as haiku poets, we know what a line is. All right, so now I'm going to ask Warren, Robin, and Sari to unmute and recite in the order of Warren, Robin, and Sari. Unmute.
Old wicker basket.
Crimson Tiffany lamp.
Another cold night.
That works. That works.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Let's do, we got other volunteers, so let's do another one. BJ, can you think to do first line? Yes? Just let me know now if you want to play. First line? I think I'm taking that as yes. Henry, second line? And Rafi, third line? Okay, so BJ, when you've got in mind the first line, just put your hand up. Don't say it, just put your hand up. Henry, when you've got a second line in mind, just put your hand up so we know it. And Rafi, when you have a third line in mind, just put your hand up so that we know we're ready. And again, don't work too hard on this because none of you can write this poem. It can only be done in between you. So I see two hands. I see a tentative hand. Okay, so BJ, Henry, and Rafi, unmute and recite in the order of BJ, Henry, and Rafi. Let's go.
There we go. All I could think of right away was a happy snowman.
Warren, yes, almost empty.
And Rafi?
A sliver of blue moon.
Okay. Now we're going to do the next stage of this, which is to really recite this, not all the extra stuff, just the first line, second line, and third line. But let's really put it out there. Okay, BJ, give us a start.
A happy snowman.
The wine glass, empty.
A sliver of blue moon.
I typed it into the chat, but I misheard the middle line. Sorry about that.
It's almost as good as a Renku party. It works in the same crazy way.
It has something to do with Renku, and it has to do,
Yeah.
I do this in terms of teaching people Renku, because the thing about Renku is people are used to writing haiku, and so they try to write a complete poem with their verse, but only the first verse is like a haiku. After that, the poetry has to happen in interaction between the verses, and the same thing is true there, as I've been saying to you all this time, which is you can't write it by yourself. It's a collaboration, like it has to be that play off of something. Now this is kind of, artificial spontaneity, but it's spontaneity all the same, Would you like, let's see, there's 3 of you that haven't tried it yet. Would you like to do one more? So Michael, I should say Michael Dillon Welch, would you do the first verse? And Debbie Kalaji, do the second verse, and Michael Henry Lee, third verse. And put your hands up when you have something. And Michael, your hand was still up. Is it still up? Michael, okay. All right, so unmute yourselves and go in that order.
The dropped screwdriver.
A hummingbird dives.
As I've always said.
What was the last line?
As I've always said.
Okay, one more time, and this time just really recite the hell out of it.
The dropped screwdriver.
A hummingbird dives.
As I've always said.
Thank you so much for playing. I love this game, and thank you so much. I just feel happy playing it with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, John.
Yeah,
That was
this was
fun.
fantastic, for sure. And also thanks to all of those on Facebook Live. We actually have been streaming this there as well. That have been peeking in. We had quite a number of comments that have gone over there, and it'll be recorded, so people will be able to see some of the work that you've had. If anybody has a problem with your being recorded, feel free to like hit us up in case. Probably should have said that before. But be that as it may, thank you all so much for coming. We're going to be back doing this again the second Thursday of January, where we will have, I had this looked up before, open mic. We'll have Leonard Moore and Sandra Turner Barnes will both be reading. So definitely come back around for that. You'll be seeing promotion going up. Hit us up on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter to be able to see all of our comings and goings on. And feel free to go on our website to sign up for our mailing list. Thank you all so much for coming. And we'll look forward to seeing you the next time.